Hello everybody, my name is Gray Hamakar and welcome to a new Let's Play. So, I know this is very different from my usual dance videos, but I've been meaning to make some longer form content here on YouTube. And recently I was thinking to myself, it's been a couple of years since I last played a proper furry visual novel. I used to love these as a kid, especially more around like middle school to high school time. So, today I just wanted to decide to fire up the old itch.io, look up on some recent furry VNs, and this one seemed interesting. Called Promises to Keep. So I think what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna do a playthrough of it, do an ongoing VN, but try to get as far as we can. It's not gonna be too serious, I'm not a gaming channel, but I want to take you guys for the ride and take you on with me as we read through the story. Please enter your name. Ray, of course. We're sorry to inform you that due to severe weather conditions, your upcoming flight has been canceled. Please log in into our app or website to reschedule. Fuck. I had just laid down, fur still wet from the shower, luggage packed and ready to go. I was bracing myself for a short night of sleep, but now it looks like I have no flight to wake up for tomorrow. I stared at the cancellation message, silently willing it to change into something else. It doesn't, of course. I pulled myself off my creaking mattress, reaching blindly for the suitcase I placed next to the bed. I unzipped it and fished out my pillow and an extra blanket. I wrapped it haphazardly around myself and stuffed the pillow under my head, not even bothering to make the bed properly. My phone buzzes again. An email from the airline bringing another reminder of the cancellation. Yep, no escaping it now. I'm not going anywhere. You're stuck at home. No. I was really looking forward to leaving. After a prolonged minute of staring into nothing, I begrudgingly opened my flight app. Cute though. The bright colors of the loading screen beamed down on me. I rolled over onto my side and watched the wind-beaten window, the thin sheet of glass keeping the blizzard at bay. What am I doing? There's literally no point in trying to reschedule now. A snowstorm like this will put the entire city out of commission for a while. Yeah, snowstorms are bad, especially blizzards. I take one last look at my phone. Low battery power, 3% power. I know the feeling. Actually, hot take. I think that if anybody lets their phone below 10% regularly, you're a psychopath. Hot take. I flopped my arm over the side of my head once again, pawing around for the charging cable. The phone buzzes it lightly as I plug it in, and I flipped over to stare once again at the window. Sleep finds me faster than I expect. At least in my dreams, I'm somewhere else. Somewhere else? Didn't you want to live here? Didn't you promise all those years ago to all those people that you return? Now that you're here, you can't wait to leave. Face it. You've returned, but you're not really living here. You're just waiting to die. That's oppressive. I shiver a little. Something feels off. I poke my head out of the tightly wrapped nest of blankets. My bleary eyes take a moment to adjust to the bright light peeking through the curtains. What time is it? I reach for my phone on the nightstand, sleepily sweeping my paw around the desk until I find it. I groan. Ugh. Guess it's on the floor now. I begrudgingly roll over to the edge of the bed, still somewhat protected by my covers. Fishing my phone off the ground, I tap the screen to check the time. Nothing. I could have sworn I plugged it in. I get up, still swaddled in my blankets, and stumbled over to the window. I opened the curtains and snow! Oh my god. I had known the storm was going to be serious, but standing at my frost covered window, I was greeted by huge, looming, mountainous piles of snow. It had been ages since I'd seen anything like this. Adjusting my cocoon of blankets, I reached out a paw and placed it gently against the glass, feeling the chill seep into my paw pads. This is the kind of perfect type of day for you to just stay in bed, drink hot chocolate, and stay cozy. The view through my windows was comforting, in a way. It reminded me of childhood mornings, an unparalleled excitement of a snow day, and the cozy security of a warm house in cold weather. Shiver again. A warm house. I looked down at my still dead phone, then back up at the snow-encrusted window. My brain feels fuzzy and slow, unable to fully comprehend my situation. Wait. I turned and sweep into the living room, my blankets trailing behind me, and I walked up to the thermostat on the wall. You've got to be kidding me. I can only see my reflection staring back at me in the temperature control panel. The interface is so blank and devoid of life. Oh, suddenly it struck me how cold I am, how cold everything is, from the air brushing my face to the floor beneath my footpaws. The power must have gone out at some point during the night. And with it, of course, the heat. For a few long moments, I stand completely still in the center of the living room, attempting to process this turn of events. I trudge over to my fridge and open it out of instinct, but am quickly reminded that I cleaned it out last night. Right, because you were leaving for a trip. Probably for the best. This thing is useless without power. Defeated, I slowly walk to my chilled, easy chair and sit, unsure of what to do. Without a clear day out of this mess, all I can do is start to daydream. I wonder if he's still out there, enduring the storm like everyone else. Ooh, he. Who am I kidding? I've been back here a whole year, and there's been no sign of him. My childhood best friend. Not that I've actively scoured the city for him, but just been so busy. Work has been so busy. Life just got in the way. Oh, I'm jolted out of my thoughts by the doorbell. Who's there? Startled, first standing on end a little, I craned my neck, trying to see the visitor through the frost-caked window. When that fails, I finally uncurl myself from my chair and step quietly towards the door. Peeping out of the peephole, I can see nothing. Just a white haze. Must be covered with snow. Or a rabbit. I jumped as the knock sounds once again, right next to my head. Hello? Anybody in there? My name's Theodore. I live down the street. I'm just checking in to make sure you're okay. Theodore. Yes, I remember running into him once or twice on the way to work. An Arctic fox, about 10-ish years older than me? Yeah, I was right. Oh, well, okay. Arctic fox, Arctic Bonoy, close enough. I reach out a paw to open the door, and then realize I'm still swaddled in blankets. I frantically shed my sheets and scramble for a coat, cursing as I knock it on the floor. When I'm finally ready, I cautiously open the door. And the wind hits me like a truck. My fur fluffs up and I curl into the jacket, shivering. I expected my thick snow leopard pelt to keep me safe from the wind, but clearly I was wrong. The bundled up Arctic fox stands in my doorway, paw outstretched to knock again. Theodore. Oh. Hello. Sorry for the surprise visit. Gray, right? I nod doubly, too cold to give him a proper reply. Aw, Theodore's really cute. He looks me up and down, concern plain on his face. I'm checking up on my neighbors. I understand a lot of people lost power last night and... He stops mid-sentence and takes a tentative step forward. Do you mind if I come in? Then we can shut the door. You look like you're freezing. I take a guilty look behind me at the state of my living room. It's a little messy, but okay. I step backward and let him shut the door behind him. Thank you, Gray. Some weather we're having, Ray. He gives me something in between a grimace and a smile, clearly trying to lighten the mood as I shiver next to the door. He looks me up and down again. Aw, little teeth he got, so cute. And now once more, pulling my coat tighter around myself. I miss my blanket cocoon. How can I help you? Well, I'm hoping I can be the one to help you. His eyes scan the room, landing on the dead thermostat and the piles of blanket on the floor. I wince internally, thinking about what a mess the place is. It's looking like this whole side of the street lost power. I just understand that the snowstorm knocked over a tree, which in turn uprooted an electric pole. Always electric poles. Oh, my ears droop. That's pretty serious. He locked eyes with mine then, his voice gentle. Yes, I'm afraid it is. I'm sorry, but it looks like most of the neighborhood will be out of power for a few days at least. A few days? Oh heck no, I gotta go. I gotta go to my trip. I gotta see my family. I think. Actually, my family maybe live here. Panic starts to bloom in my chest. I was already freezing my ass off, and it's going to get colder. I can't live like this. Theodore seems to notice my alarm, and gently reaches out to play a paw on my shoulder. I feel his warmth through my shirt, seemingly the only source of heat in the whole house. Maybe we need to cuddle to stay warm. Great, please don't worry. I would be happy to house you until your power comes back on. That's why I'm here. His voice draws me back to the present, and I look up at him. Why me? I still have electricity and extra room for you, with heating of course. I'm actually housing few other people as well, neighbors from this side of the street. You are more than welcome to join us for however long you need. The gears turning in my head. Before this, Theodore and I seldom spoke. Now he's offering to house me? Yeah, he's trying to kidnap you, bruh. I didn't have any reasons to be skeptical, but... You see those eyes? Clearly psychopathic. I'm joking, of course. I know this might sound like it's coming out of nowhere, but we haven't had a winter this bad in a while. Neighbors should look out for one another in times like these, right? A group of random people? In the person's house? Someone I didn't really know? I don't know why he sounded like that there. And the crowd we got is pretty friendly, I promise. His tone is warm, inviting, and absolutely genuine. I take one more look at the dead thermostat and stares back at me vacantly. Well, he seems to say, what other choice do you have? I take a deep breath and regain my voice. Okay, sure. If you don't mind, I'll have to stay at your place, at least until my power comes back. Theodore beams at me, clearly pleased. Glad to hear it. Why don't we gather some of your stuff to bring over? Let me know if you need a hand. No, I got it covered. Give me just a second. I walk briskly to my room, heart pounding. I enter my room and grab the luggage I had carefully packed yesterday. Fuck. It's so much colder in here than I realized. Trembling slightly, I take one more quick look around, slipping my dead phone and its charger into my pocket. If only I had charged it earlier. I knew I was set on leaving this room and this house behind today, but I didn't expect it to happen like this. I exhale shakily, remembering to breathe. I've never been at Theodore's place. To be honest, we have barely spoken before this encounter. I'm not even sure I know which house is his. I began to worry in earnest now, twisting the handle of my luggage between my frozen paws. I wasn't even supposed to be here. I was supposed to be on a flight going far away. Hey, come on, Gray. You don't have time to mope or to panic. I chastised myself lightly, trying once again to breathe. How is it so easy to forget? I looked down and realized I'm still wearing last night's clothes. I should probably change real quick, especially if I'm going to be meeting new people. Oh God. Now that's how what an introvert reacts to when you're meeting new people. Oh my God. Just keep moving. That's all you got to do. I take one more deep breath and release the handle of my bag. Just be normal. Dieter looks from his phone as I return to the living room, glancing at my full luggage. Gang, got that all prepared in like 10 minutes? Oh, see, I'm a mind reader. All packed? Anything you need me to carry? No, I think I got everything I need. And it's just down the street. I can always come back. Fair enough. Ready to go then? I give the place one final look around. He looks back at me, cold and painfully familiar. Yeah, I think I am. Well, I suggest a warmer coat, and you definitely need snow boots. Okay. As a quick aside, I'm currently living around, in Boston. And one of the things that I was told when I first came here was that you're definitely gonna need some boots. Having lived in Georgia before, we never needed the idea of like snow boots. If it was even barely the chance of going to snow, all the roads were closed, schools shut down, everything. But I definitely took advice on somebody, got a snow boot, and that was hugely important. The day where it snows, 4, 5, 6 inches, or the few weeks after that when it slowly melts and you're walking in the slushy, snow boots make a huge difference. Trust. Anyways, huh? Mine's still fuzzy from the weather. I pause and look down at my clothes, then back up at Theodore. Look, I've been walking around it all day. That wind is plain nasty, and the shallowest snowdrift are thigh high at least. Thigh high? Where you living, bro? I know we both got some serious winter padding, but this storm is something else. Oh, of course, snow boots. I shake my head violently to clear my brain fog, but all that does is give me a headache. Right. Sorry, let me just... Theodore flashes me a warm smile. Don't smile at me like that. Oh my God. Take your time. I put around the messy room, collecting my thickest coat and sturdiest boots. My paws switched slightly at how cold they are. Felt like everything in the house froze overnight, including my brain, I guess. Yeah, you're intoxicated with your feelings for this handsome Arctic fox in front of you. I quickly zip up my coat and button over the zipper, then began struggling with the boots. There we go, that's more like it. Try to give him a smile back. Ready to go. Promise this time. Ooh. To be fair, actually, in this depiction, the snow doesn't look all that deep. You can still see indentation of like the steps to somebody's house, and it might be an illusion, but it only seems like a few inches, not thigh high. The snow stretches out in front of me, pristine, fresh, and almost paw print free. You hear that crunching? Ooh, the ASMR. I take a few steps, disrupting the nearly perfect surface with my heavy, boot-clad paws. Despite Theodore's warning, I grasp slightly as my legs sink past his knee, cold sludge seeping into my jeans. I lift my head slightly, and the snowfall seems to slow for a moment as I take in my surroundings. Whoa. So adorable. At a lingering moment, the world seems so quiet, dampened by the hush of winter. Fat flakes dance around me on the way to the ground, piling higher and higher around my submerged boots. I resist the urge to stick my tongue out like I did as a kid as I watched them descend. Aw. I truly can't remember the last time the city has been this silent. The snowflakes start to accumulate on my snout, my shoulders, on the side of my coat, wherever they can find purchase. My snout starts to sting, yet other senses feel so muffled. For a single precious second, the world seems to stop turning. All silent, calm, and still. And then the wind picks up again, and the sweet, beautiful snowfall starts to blow directly into my face and eyes. I hiss in pain and hike up the hood of my coat. The howling gusts tear at the fabric, trying to rip it off, and the ruffle unchallenged through my fur. It's like nature itself was reminding me of its preeminence. Well, I don't know what preeminence means. Power? I feel the weight of my cold phone in my pocket, a victim to the wrath of the storm. No, you're just unprepared, I'm telling you. I think of the plane I was supposed to board, grounded by the weather, buried like the cars on the street. I feel hopeless, too, taking it all in. A speck in the endless white ocean, whose tide could so easily sweep me away. I would be powerless to fight back. Then, a steady paw on my shoulder pulls me out of my thoughts. Hey, you alright? He's nearly shouting over the sound of the wind. Hey! I turn to face him, blinking and shaking the snow on my face. Brr. The gusts wane slightly, and I manage to get a few words out. Yeah, I'm just adjusting. I mean, I was born and raised here, but I don't remember seeing snow like this. Theodore nods. So as far as I can remember, this is the worst it's ever been. I believe it. The coat starts to peer through my layers, and I can feel creeping wetness spreading underneath my sock. Theodore seems to be surveying the area as well, but I get the feeling he isn't just taking in the scenery. It'll be days, I think, before they can get the plows through here. And it's obviously still piling up, so. I can hear the worry creeping into his voice as he looks up and down the street. I look past him to my car, parked in the driveway. Or at least what I think is my car. Only a vague shape is visible underneath the snow. But that's future us to worry about. He imbued his voice with some forced sheer and start wading through, what I assume is, the sidewalk. For now, let's just get to place somewhere warm. I'm freezing my tail out of here. He leads the way, and I follow closely behind him. We walk slowly, with a wide, lopping gait, footpaws testing for shallow spots, doing our best not to topple over. Only after a few steps, I start following Theodore's tail exactly, tired of wading through the thigh-high drifts. We walk quietly, both of us devoting most of our attention to staying upright. I wasn't really in a conversational mood anyway. You know, for some reason it felt wrong to talk too much out here. The winter was speaking. We could choose not to listen, but we shouldn't interrupt. After a minute or so, Theodore turns back to me and points towards a nearby house. This one's mine. I blink in surprise. It's huge. For some reason, I hadn't expected him to own the biggest house on the block. Dang, Theodore's loaded. He walks up the partially shoveled porch steps, and he fishes a key ring from his coat pocket. I'll need to give this another shovel tomorrow. He'll be coming in and going. He turns the key and opens the door. We both hustle in and hurriedly shut it behind us, eager to escape the chill. little fennec fox on the side too. You see that blanket slash tapestry? Oh, this looks cozy. The warmth in the living room is heavenly, courtesy of a robust heating system and a merrily crackling fireplace. I can feel my muscles finally begin to relax in response to the welcoming heat. I don't realize just how cold I have been until this moment. To be fair, he's a snow leopard. Even he's an Arctic wolf. Both of them are pretty adapted to this kind of environment. We're back! Theodore calls out as we enter the house, but I don't hear a response. They must be busy. Oh well, you can meet them later. As I struggle to remove my snow-filled boots, I can't help but ask. How many others are there? A smile returns to Theodore's face. He seems to have no shortage of those. Counting you, I'm expecting 5 guests in total. He shed his coat and held out his paw to take mine. He brushes off the clinging clumps of snow and hangs them neatly on a nearby rack. Some of them are still gathering their things. Not too many, then. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I don't know if I could have handled something like a group of 10. Please, sit down. He gestures to a couch in front of the fire, and I readily fall into one of the seats. I resist the tempting urge to immediately curl up in the warm cushions. Theodore looks over me again and continues. Anything to drink? How about some warm tea? Prepare the leaves myself. Whoa, what leaves? Hold on. I gotta judge this tea game. What we got working here. I suddenly notice how wet my pen legs are and guiltily shift them off of the couch. I think I'm good. No, this is not me. I would take some tea. Recently I got into drinking more tea. And especially with the weather turning cold, it being fall, heading towards winter now. Drinking tea on like a cold day is just heavily. To be honest, I feel kind of bad intruding in the first place, so. Theodore raises an eyebrow. Whoa, you look pissed. Now, I'm gonna stop you right there. As long as you are staying here, what's mine is yours. I promise you, there's no reason at all for you to feel bad or guilty. It's not as if the power outages are your fault. Speaking of, I felt how cold it is in your house. You must still be freezing. Please, let me bring you a warm mug of tea. Mug of tea? I don't know if anybody... Let me give you a mug of water. I don't know. Alright, you got me. Some hot tea sounds wonderful right now. Okay, exactly. Excellent, I'll be back in just a second. He turns and begins to walk through the kitchen. Theodore? He stops in the doorway and turns. Thank you. For all of this. It's my pleasure. And please, call me Theo. As Theo walks off to the kitchen, I remember the dead phone weighing down my pocket and begin to scan the room for an outlet. The living room is pretty well kept, much neater and more welcoming than my place when I still lived there. Do I still live there? I wonder where I'll be after the storm settles down. What I just forgot to mention is that the ceiling is like a Volta ceiling. It's really, really high. Sort of unusual for this type of houses. But he mentioned this house is pretty large. I find a suitable spot near the couch and start charging my phone. I wonder if I'll have any messages, or if it will be just updates on my canceled flight. Good thing they still got cellular service. Just automated text sent by computer. Then I hear Paul steps as Theo returns to the living room, 2 steaming mugs and a paw. And Paul. Here is my favorite brew. White tea with chicory roots, hibiscus, coriander, some other flavors. Think you like it. White tea? Chicory root? I know hibiscus, but wow, okay. He holds a mug towards me as he sits, and I reach it out to grab with both paws, hungry for his warmth. Thank you. I lower my head to give the tea a sniff. It smells like tea. I guess I don't really know anything about tea. As I lean in for a sip, Theo slips his phone out of his pocket. It tastes floral with hints of citrus. Pretty good, actually. I start to give a compliment, but Theo speaks first. Do you know the raptor in number 42? The rap got dinosaurs? I've been trying to get him to join us here, but he hasn't responded to my texts. I didn't answer the door when I knocked either. Not really? I mean, I don't have his number or anything. I trailed off lamely, hiding my snout in my mug. A few seconds of silence pass as Theo continues typing. I'm texting a friend of his, Artemis. He's the bird in number 60? The two of them are pretty close. He'll also be staying with us. I nod, trying to sip my tea as quietly as possible. That's interesting. So they got like two mammals, right? Like that are very adapted to the cold, and then we got a bird, and we got a dinosaur. I mean, like unless it's like historically accurate dinosaurs with feathers, I don't think they're well equipped for the code. Interesting. Same thing with, well, no, birds are better. It felt pretty bad to admit that I didn't know my neighbors at all. Especially when Theo has gone out his way to be so kind to me. You know, I think I'll just head over there again. This code isn't good for scaly folks, and I just want to make sure he's alright. Sounds good. You want me to tag along? Theo takes one look at me, tail wrap around my soaking wet pan legs, clutching my mug to my chest. No, you still need to warm up. Just stay put, and I'll be back soon. I'm not immensely grateful. I was in no rush to charge back into the storm. Theo gets up and walks to the door, slipping on his coat again. Stay safe. And I like the tea. I hold my mug and give him a smile. Feel free to pour yourself another cup. I'll be back before you know it. The door swings shut, and I'm left alone with my tea and my thoughts. After a few more sips, I feel the comfortable heat start to seep into my core, slowly spreading throughout my body. I pull my still frozen footpaws up onto the couch and peel off my wet socks, tucking them into the side pocket of my bag. Oh, wet socks are the worst. I think if you had a fire and the little, I guess you would worry about burning his house down. Although he also got plants near the fireplace, so I don't think he cares. But you can try to dry them off near the fireplace, yeah? As the minute passes, I start subconsciously prepping for company. My eyes fixed on the front door, waiting for it to be opened. I can do this. I can be normal. He'll come through the front door any moment now. Then, I hear a door shut somewhere else in the house. I nearly jump off the couch, startled, before remembering that the other house guests. I just hadn't expected them to be here already. Oh. Take a deep breath, my puff-up tail swishing back and forth. Ugh, why am I so jumpy? I hear the gentle taps of paws coming down the flight of stairs, the sound getting louder. I sit up and prepare to meet whoever's coming, tucking my tail behind me to hide my nerves. Theo, I just got a text from Artemis saying... Then the mystery guests come into view. Oh my god. What? I don't know. We'll figure it out in a second. They're so pretty. Good. Oh. He stops mid-sentence, making eye contact with me and gasps loudly. An audible mix of shock and wonder. Gray? My heart beats even faster. Those ear and fur patterns were unmistakable. It can't be. It had to be. Rofi? My heart drops. A few times slow down around me. Disco music playing. The dog freezes, eyed wide. He's clearly surprised, but I can't fully read his expression. I mean, he's surprised. The world turns black and gray? What? Does he have some sort of grudge against me? Honestly, I understand if he did, given our history. Oh, we used to be the best of friends. A little memory flit across my mind. The vibrant colors of the tree in the town square. Rofi, the tree, and I, all changing with the seasons. What, we just see him and now we're having like years of memory like flood back and now we're having an inner monologue in the point 0.2 seconds that he's looking at us. The smell of the playground grass during recess, freshly mown. The long nights we would spend talking, and the quickening beat of my heart when we play fight. Especially when those fights turn into sleepy cuddles. Aw. The last chocolate bar we shared before I left. Dark chocolate, bitter, with hardly any sweet. It's been over a decade since I last saw Rafi. Oh, yeah. It's him. My parents decided to uproot our lives and move across the country. I only broke the news to Rafi a few days before the movers make our final trip to our place, grabbing the last of our things. I just couldn't find a way to tell him without breaking his heart. Mine. Leaving felt wrong. Felt horrible. At the time, I felt like I would never recover. Neither would he. After that terrible conversation, we spent our last few days trying to pretend that nothing was wrong. We just couldn't bring ourselves to talk about it anymore. And then just like that, I left. He couldn't even see me off. We chatted back and forth a few times, long distance. Our talks grew less and less frequent until they stopped completely. Oh, he wasn't just a friend I could keep over the phone. This is hard to keep, friendships long distance, especially when you're not able to see each other. Years passed, and I forgot. Perhaps I made myself forget. That's what I always done with painful memories. Try to repress them. Oh, a single question settles like a lump in my throat. A childhood question, a question a kid asks when they know they've done something wrong. Are you mad at me? I opened my mouth to ask it, but Gray, this really is you. The bright orange dog breaks into a sprint across the room, arms outstretched. I barely have time to react before he tackles me in a soft, fluffy hug. Then we both fall back on the couch, his momentum carrying us a little bit too far. I lay there for a second, dazed. Then I felt him jump. I feel him jump up from the couch. Oh, sorry. It's just been so long. You really are Gray, right? I just didn't hug some stranger. He hasn't changed at all. He takes a seat next to me, eyes wide but filled with energy. Still reeling from his football tackle, I find enough air in my lungs to respond. Yeah, it's me, Gray. Wow, it's really been a while, like what, 10, 12 years? He said this incredulously, counting on his paws. The guilt rises once again to the surface. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Hey Gray, you okay? I blink a few times, unball my stiff paws, and force myself to meet his eyes. Yeah, it's been a while, I trail off, watching his face closely for a hint of sadness, a twinge of anger, anything really. But his expression doesn't really change. To an unknowing observer, it would seem like we were only apart for a weekend. This has been... But it's nice to see you again, really. The genuine warmth in his voice comforts me a little. Maybe he really isn't mad? I feel the same way, really. Amidst all the craziness, it's nice to see a familiar face. Knowing that we have to breach this topic at some point, I decided to take a leap. So, speaking of, what are you doing here? I wince a little. Not the not the smoothest segue, but he takes my questions and runs with it, like the master conversationalist I remembered. You never believe it. His voice practically drips with sarcasm. But I stayed here for all of high school and then for college, at the suggestion of my parents. Oh God, Rafi's parents. Are they still the same? He rolls his eyes and nods. Oh, look at those ears. I love those ears so much. Oh my gosh. He rolls his eyes and nods. Yes. Yes, they are. So you're still under their thumb? Rafi puffs out his chest proudly. Actually, I move out, so not as much, I guess. My eyes widen. His parents were the extremely overbearing type. They loved keeping him in the house. They would always give him shit just for asking to hang out with me on the weekends. And they were okay with that? You moving out? Well, sort of. That didn't sound too convincing. No way they would let him move out. Not if they were at all the same people they were a decade ago. They kind of made it happen themselves, really. I noticed his tone dropped slightly. I opened my mouth and closed it again, burning with curiosity, but not wanting to pry. I decided to drop it for now and let the room go quiet. Anyway, enough about that. It takes him a moment or two to perk up. He's always had the ability to lighten a conversation, and I was always jealous of that. I'm still jealous of it. What are you doing back at this time of year? Miss me so much that you traveled through a snowstorm to see me? I resist the urge to flinch. Best just to tell him the truth now. We'll come out eventually anyway. Actually, I've been back nearly a year. A year? Why haven't I seen you at all then? I folded a little into myself and dropped my gaze, so I can tell he's surprised, not upset. Thank God. I'm not sure if I can handle an upset Ralphie right now. Or ever, really. Well, we just kinda lost touch after a while. And I figured we were both busy with school and work and all that, so I wasn't sure how to get in touch with you anyway. My excuses were feeble at best, but Ralphie remained just as chipper as ever. To be fair, I think if you came back to your hometown, and assuming like not a very big one, and he lived in the same like approximate area, I feel like he really could have done, or I guess I could have done a much better job reaching out to Rafi, especially if they still maintained contact, right? And I had presumably had contact for a few years after he had left. But you thought about me at least. Phew, that's a relief. Glad I wasn't just a poor, forgotten soul. Imagine, little old me being lost forever in the depths of your mind. He draws out his words dramatically, then sticks his tongue out at me. He delivers his quips with the same energy I remember from childhood. But with all that's happened, they would take some time getting used to again. Now that I verbalize it, I guess I did think about him from time to time. Honestly, more than that. Hell, I was thinking about him this morning. How could I not, given how close we've been? I guess I was putting off our meeting because I expected it to be painful. I expected anger or tears but we seem to be picking up where we left off. Well, I'm surprised I haven't seen you around then. I always go on afternoon walks, and I feel like I know almost everyone who lives here. Well, I don't really get out that often. Well, I bet. Let me guess. A grocery haul once a month? Hey, come on. It hurts because it's true. But once a month? You gotta get milk every other week, at least. Come on, dude. I tried to mumble something witty in response, but it fell flat. I'm right, aren't I? I still don't understand why you choose to stay in when your parents always let you go out whenever. Like, it becomes a lot special when you can do it anytime, Sure, but Having that freedom beats being trapped in the house every weekend of your childhood. Oh, I feel that. He was right. When we were kids, he spent pretty much every weekend stuck upstairs in his room. Every Saturday, I was always try to sneak him a treat through his window. I would buy 2 of some new candy the mall was carrying, and we would walkie-talkie each other from across the street, critiquing our little snacks like we were on TV. He got really good at catching candy from his second floor window. That was our Saturday night ritual. He always eat dinner extra fast, so he'll have more time to enjoy his secret dessert with me. Oh. But now it seems like we completely switched our house leaving habits. How ironic. Simpler times, huh? I don't miss them as much as you. Oh. You were probably the only thing that made it bearable back then. I can feel my face warming up. I hadn't expected such a compliment. Ha! You're blushing. I can't believe I could see it through your fur. He reaches out to playfully poke my cheek, but I bat his paws away, more amused than annoyed. He sticks out his tongue at me again, then swishes his tail slowly. So, what did you get up to once you left? He always said I had a talent for tonal whiplash. Guess that hasn't changed either. Well, nothing much. Moved to a new city, went to a new high school with new people. I bet you were super popular. Everyone here loved you. One look at his face told me he wasn't being sarcastic. Are you kidding? You were always the popular one. It wasn't a contest. I promise we all missed you lots after you moved. I don't believe you, but anyway. My new school was really different. Way, way bigger. Even the teachers were overwhelmed by the size of our class. I mean, I guess I made a few friends, but I never really connected with anyone there. To be honest, I was counting the days until I moved away to college. Back then I just wanted to be somewhere else. And has that changed? Push the thought away. And was it better? College, I mean? Yeah, it was. This is gonna sound cheesy, but it helped me find myself a little bit, you know? Ruffy's ears perked up and his smile widens. So Gray, tell me, who are you? Each mimes a microphone and holds it up to my face. Well, the truth is that I realized I was queer. I'm gay. It's not like I really try to keep it a secret anymore, but something about telling Ruffy was giving me pause. Maybe the rush of old feelings and old fears. Clear my throat. Well, I figured out that we both jump as something slams into the front door. What was that? Ruffy leaves off the couch and speeds over to the door, leaning in to peer through the peephole. Oh, it's just Theo and Artemis. And his friends. The door swings open to reveal Theo. More accurately, Theo's arms, holding 2 huge boxes. Ruffy and I back away from the door, letting him stumble into the house. He sets down the boxes near the coat rack, clearly out of breath. What is all this? As Theo catches his breath, I hear a soft, timid squeak. A scaly, crested head pops into view, behind Theo's hunched form. Oh, sorry, that's my stuff. I wasn't sure if bringing all this was okay, but everybody insisted, and I figured that I wanted to have my monitor set up here if I was going to be here a while, but I really didn't want to be a nuisance, and the flustered dino gets cut off by another voice, silky and smooth. Hey, relax. You already said it was alright for you to bring your things. I'm gonna grab Hunter to help us with these. Oh, I'm gonna have trouble with all these voices. Theo says with a chuckle, once again shedding his snowy coat. There's no way I'm carrying them upstairs without him. As Theo kicks off his boots, the source of the velvety voice comes into view, a bird. Some kind of blue jay was my guess. Ooh, he's got a cool hoodie. Also, these are scaly friends, so cute. but he looked like he just came out from some crazy music concert with only a few hoodies wrapped around his slight frame. How was he not cold in that? Actually, that's true. These guys have the most furs. And obviously, scale, maybe cold-blooded. But how you chilling, bro? Both the dino and the bird are holding boxes. The dino is mostly taken up by a massive computer monitor, and the bird's filled with miscellaneous items. Oh, before I forget, Gray, Rafi, this is Oliver. Theo gestures to the dino, who gives me a nervous grin. Theo then indicates the bird. And this is Artemis. The bird's nodded at me once, adjusting the box in his talons. Rafi, I think you and Artemis know each other already? Rafi gives Artemis a smile and a wave. He nods again, looking slightly bemused. They both be staying with us as we wait out the storm. It's nice to meet you both. Theo then excuses himself to grab the mysterious hunter, who I still have yet to meet. Rafi moves to shut the door behind us, scooping up one of the boxes and springing up the stairs after Theo. We have guests! As they both settle into the warmth, Artemis let out a comical sigh. That dog. How do you do a silky voice? That dog has too much energy. One of these days, his treads will wear out. I clear my throat quietly, gearing up once again for small talk. So you do know Rafi then? When did you two meet? I remember him saying he texted you earlier. I moved here pretty recently, but I always see him going for walks, and he usually invites me to join him. Typical dog behavior. Dog loves to walk. Dog loves companionship. Makes sense. Artemis starts to make his way to the couch as he talks, so Oliver and I follow. The bird and I both sit. Oliver gently pokes at one of the cushions with a claw, testing it, then joins us in front of the fire. Yeah, that does sound like Rafi. Always looking to make pens. Pens? Friends. By the way, you're Gray, right? The same Gray he went to school with? He's mentioned you once or twice. Another twinge of guilt, though not as strong as before. After all, Rafi hadn't seemed upset earlier. Yeah, that's me. Nice. Usually garbage with names, so apologies in advance if I forget. No worries, can I just make sure I got your names right too? I pointed at Blue Jay, Artemis, yep, and Oliver, right? The dino doesn't respond immediately. Oh, he's shy. He shuffles a little in his seat, looking like he's deciding where or not to correct me. I'm sorry, I'm wrong, aren't I? Oh no. I can see the gears in his head turning. But you can just call me Ollie though, if you want. Just with Theodore in the room, I guess I just wanted to introduce myself properly first. Rather than start with nicknames. Because, well, he's our senior, right? I didn't want to lead with such a childish nickname. Wow. Oh, so... I feel that. The dino loses steam as he talks. His long-winded explanation trails off in a mumble. Artemis cocks his head inquisitively. You know he goes by Theo, right? Does he? Ollie seems genuinely surprised by this. He begins gnawing on a talon thoughtfully. And he's not that much older than we are. What is he, 30 something? Still got a 30. Damn. Oh, he ancient. He's still got a few more years before assisted living. We're on the same page here. He is on his way out of the door. He is old. Let me help you, Grandpa, to the assisted living center. Still got a few more years before assisted living. I can't help but snort at Artemis' joke, hiding my laughter behind a paw. Hee. He gives me a small wink, amusement plain in his eyes. Really? But he seems to have his shit together. Ollie mumbles. stuffing his claws deep into his hoodie pocket. Well, I still think Ollie's a cute name. Theo's a chill guy. I wouldn't worry about it. Artemis speaks firmly, but not harshly, and Ollie nods softly in response. From the look of it, these two have known each other quite a while. Something about their dynamic feels very comfortable, very lived in. It matters, I agree. They both look at me, Ollie in surprise, Artemis in gratitude. I'll admit I don't know Theo that well, but I don't think he's the judgy type. He wouldn't invite us all to stay otherwise. I also think Ollie's a cute name. Oh, thanks. The conversation. Oh my. Wait, you see this? Oh my God. He is like that. Okay, I don't know. I think the toothy grin is something that is really charming about it. The conversation is suddenly interrupted by two sets of paws coming down the stairs. Alright, everybody, last introduction. Oh no, Hunter. I'm so bad with names. There's so many names. Hold on, I'm already overwhelmed. I'm not ready for this, okay? I'm just focused on reading, and now I gotta think. Hold on, Theo, Hunter, Artemis, Rafi. Ha. Okay. Lock in, Gray. Lock in. Theo stands aside to reveal a raccoon with a warm, goofy smile. He raises his paw to wave, his t-shirt rippling over a layer of bulky, well-built muscles underneath. So specific. I don't know what this guy is into. Yo, name's Hunter. I'm in town for winter break, but... He gestures to the window. We all know how that's going. Anyway, I heard there were boxes for me to carry. I figured he was an athlete of some sort, judging from his physique and dimension of winter break. He looks too built to be a casual gym goer, at least. I wonder what his workout routine is for him to look like that. Artemis speaks up and motions to the boxes to the floor. We just need to help with these three. The other one is mine. Wait. Something to lift. Let me just... I watch him hose two boxes up the air, effortlessly. I'll come back for the screen. Don't want to damage that. I can plainly see the relief in Ollie's face. Oh, sorry, I didn't get your names. Artemis. Ollie... Oliver. Ollie stops mid-word, eyes flicking to Theo and back. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Artemis raise an eyebrow. And I'm great. Great to meet y'all. Be back in a sec. He follows Theo back upstairs. Each step he takes is as slight as careful as when he came down. It was like the boxes didn't weigh anything to him. Did he really say sweet something to lift? What a guy. His tone is snarky, but not malicious. Showing off, I guess? Ollie chuckles nervously. But, I mean, he was nice enough to carry all the stuff I brought, so... Gosh, I really should have left most of it behind if I had... Ollie... Artemis interrupts him gently. Theo said it was fine, remember? And you saw how excited Hunter was to have something heavy to carry. You practically did him a favor. I like how Artemis is helping keep Ollie's kind of anxiety in check and being a comforting agent for him. Ollie seems to settle slightly in his seat, his nervousness abating somewhat. Right, sorry. Nope. I guess a real laugh of Ollie, showing off a mouth of razor-sharp teeth. The bird looks up on his phone and makes eye contact with me. This is a little game me and Ollie play sometimes. Whenever he apologizes unnecessarily, I just say, nope. It does help, actually. Well, until I forget again. Yeah, until you forget again. Don't worry. I'll keep doing it. I hear Hunter coming back down the stairs without Theo this time. Hey, Ollie. Theo. Hold on, I don't know why I added that accent. Okay, this is a totally unserious gameplay. I don't know what I'm doing with these voices. Hey Ollie, Theo wants to show you your room. We got a roof, all of us? Hold on. I can see Ollie freeze up as he hears his nickname, but he tries his best to play it off. Ooh, come in. How rich is he? Damn. I'll come too. Gray, you joining us? I think I'll hang here a bit more. Might be nice to get a moment to myself. Artemis gives me a lazy thumbs up and rises from her couch. He stretches his wings out a bit, then bends over to grab his box. We'll see you later then. And just like that, the living room goes quiet again. Okay, I think I'm going to stop here for today. I think it's a good stopping point, getting introduced to all the characters. So I really like it so far. It's for me. I think I was looking for a slice of life VN, something that too like fantastical or adventure-y, and I like the setting of it. Snowstorm, meeting a lot of people in your old neighborhood, getting reacquainted with your best friend. It's a lot of cute things. I like the character design. The art's really good. Like the background is no, I want to say simplistic, but it's well designed. It seems good so far. I like the characters. They're all very very handsome. Oh my god, Rafi's so cute. And I mean, obviously, he's like the best friend from your childhood, so you gotta love Rafi. But even like Artemis and Ollie, the way they interact with each other, Hunter's gonna be the mate, the macho one. Yar. Um. Yeah, it's fun. I think I'm gonna try to pick this up this VN again sometime. There's way more content. This is literally not even the half of the first day. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I guess I'll see you all another time. Peace.